Hey everybody, this is Sonia. I realized after I had posted my first couple of videos that I never really did an introduction video. And I watch a lot of Shannon Green's videos, and her latest was a shout out video, and one of her shout outs was to Kathy Rose Creations, and she just posted an introduction video that was awesome. So I thought, oh, I really need to do that. So here it goes. This is my introduction video, and I just thought that I would do an art journal flip to kind of give you an idea of the things I do and what sorts of things I like and that kind of thing. So basically I started doodling. Well, I've doodled my whole life, but I really started getting into it a couple of years ago. I used to do a lot of different circles, sort of Zentangle before Zentangle was a thing, kind of that sort of thing. And a friend of mine said, oh my gosh, you need a spirograph. And I had not played with the spirograph in so long. I thought, oh, that sounds good. So I started looking for one. And at that point, they were not making them, or I could not find one. And she ended up finding one from 1967 on eBay. And she bought it for me. And I've been completely addicted ever since. And I was terrible at it. I couldn't figure out how to do it right. My designs were not smooth. They were terrible. So I started looking on YouTube, and I had never really watched a whole lot of YouTube videos before. And I only found one video on how to do a spirograph, and it helped me. But from that, it led me to finding stuff about art journals. And then I found Shannon Green. And then I found, all the different things that she was doing. And I ended up finding out about the jelly plate and about all these different art materials that I had never heard of before, seen before. And I used to do a lot of scrapbooking, but I never got into anything more than really just, putting little stickers on a page with some photos. So this has just opened up a complete new world for me. And this is actually my very first art journal. I started just doing my spirograph art in it. And as it evolved, I thought, oh, I can easily make this into an art journal. So that's what I've done. It is definitely not finished, but I just wanted to go ahead and do a flip. And I thought, like I said, that, you kind of get an idea of the things that I do and the things that I like. So here it goes. This is the inside cover. I haven't done anything with the cover yet. It's still just a plain old book. But I love to do collage. I love to cut out stuff out of magazines. I've been doing that for a long time and just stacking them up. I never knew what I could do with them. And so I've just started playing and putting them in this book, and I absolutely love it. So this is just some collage, and then I did some modeling paste, and that's some Viva Decor, what do you call that stuff? That you buff, kind of a rub and buff sort of thing. I'll think of what it's called in a second. But that's that. This is one of my spirograph painting drawings, whatever you want to call it. This was done with the vintage set that I have, and just a lot of pens and some watercolors and some washi tape. And so that's that one. This is a page that I've started with just some collage elements. This is a piece of just pattern paper that I had in my old scrapbook stash that I stuck in here. This is a jelly print that I did that I tipped in here. How you like that? I even know some of these technical terms now. So that's that. This is another one of my jelly prints that I just loved. And I'm so happy that in some of Shannon Green's videos, she has let me know that it's legal. The art police are not going to come and get me if I just leave a page with just a background that I like. And I don't she let me know that I don't have to have a quote or a thing or a foreground. I can just leave these as they are when I love them. And I'm sure that you will see I'm a very tactile person. I can't keep my hands off my art journal. I love to feel them. So sorry if that bothers you, but I just love it. This is another jelly print that I kind of tried to do with some watercolors, and then I just outlined and doodled, and it's got a poem, one of those poems, begin doing what you want to do now. We are not living in eternity. We have only this moment, sparkling like a star in our hand and melting like a snowflake. Let us use it before it is too late. And I love that poem. And then this is, I did some embossing. I've only done some embossing a couple of times, so I'm still learning a bit. I do kind of like that one. So that's that page. This is another page where I've just kind of started doing some collage and sticking some things down. The background is some yellow sprays through a stencil that I have. This is one of my jelly prints, and I love elephant butts. So one of the things I do in a lot of my jelly prints, and I think there's several throughout this book, is I hand cut this elephant butt stencil. And so I have to tell you this funny story about this elephant butts. I gave some prints, several prints, to my mom for her church's youth group auction. They were raising money for a mission trip. And one of these was in there, and I thought, oh gosh, she's certainly not going to pick this one to put in her church's youth group auction. But she did. She put the elephant butts in there, and I was mortified. I thought, who is going to buy that? There was a bidding war, thank you very much, over the elephant butts at the youth auction. So I thought that was too funny. All right, so that's that one. This is another jelly print that I kind of started. I'll do some collage on it a little bit, but I kind of just like the way it looks as it is. I'll do something with it though. This is a pack of these Alice in Wonderland House of Cards building sets, and I just love these cards. I love them a lot. I use them a lot. They have the greatest images. This is a page of just practice spirographs that I did. With the different wheels and, just kind of playing with that. And then I doodled in there. This is another page of, it was a pattern paper that I had in my scrapbook stash. And I've just kind of started collaging with this and using what I had in a stash of stuff that I didn't want to throw away. But it was, just little pieces of pattern paper that I love that I didn't know what else to do with. So I just started sticking them in here. This is a silly spirograph page that I did with some doodling and a box jellyfish. Just kind of goofy. This is a jelly print that I stuck in here and started doing some collage on. And this is a girl that I cut out of a steampunk coloring book that I have. And I just loved that image, so I stuck her in here. And I want to put some kind of quote or something right here, but I just haven't found the perfect thing yet. So she's just in there like that right now. Here's another one of my spirograph drawings. And here's another collage page that I've started by using pattern paper, and I started using up some more of my scraps. This is one of my jelly prints that I tipped in here, and this will be a pocket here that I can stick stuff in. I can't pick it up, but you can see. Yeah, so it's a pocket. So that's that. That's another one of my jelly prints. This was actually done in response to an art journal prompt that I found on one of the pages that I follow now, and the prompt was just spring. So I had already started this spirograph page and kind of with these springy colors, and I wanted to just continue with that. So I won't read this whole thing, but this is an E.E. Cummings poem that talks about spring. Maybe I'll do a separate video with this page and kind of talk about it a little more. So it's that one. This is another one of my jelly prints. I live very near New Orleans, and I lived in Louisiana for 19 years. So the fleur-de-lis is a big thing over here. And so I love the fleur-de-lis. And this is just a pattern paper I had. This is another one of my spirograph drawings. And okay, this page, I started doing some collage with this one, this whole spread on top of a jelly print, and really just playing and writing. And I was absolutely loving this. And then I started doing some matte medium over it, and I was so disappointed because I don't know if you can really see, but I have some pictures on my blog of it. The white pen ran, and I did do a little test, and I was sure that it wouldn't run like this, but it did. So that kind of got messed up, but oh well. I mean, it can't be perfect. Okay, now my camera is not focusing all of a sudden, and oh, there it goes. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing on these, but we're going to get through it. I'm going to learn as I go. So that's this. I just stuck some, these are just pieces of pattern paper that I stuck with here because the tipped in jelly print that I had in here was too short, and you could see the pages behind it and the colors don't match, and that bugged me. So I just stuck all these different little bits and bobs to extend this color palette. So when you look at the whole spread, you can, you know, it's all color coordinated. So that's that one. This is another one of my jelly prints with a little bit of doodling on it and some washi tape. And this is a page that was another journal prompt, art journaling prompt, that was to do a journal page based on one of your favorite books or a book that you recently read. And so this was The Good Lord Bird. If you have not read that book, it is hilarious. I absolutely loved it. It's smart. It's just awesome. This is one of the quotes that I put. I just love it. It says, "She wore a flowered blue dress of the type whores naturally favored, and that thing was so tight that when she moved, the daisies got all mixed up with the azaleas. She walked like a warm room full of smoke." I just love that. This is another one of my jelly prints that I started doing some collage over, and it's not quite finished, but I love the colors on that one. And this is one of my spirograph painting, drawings, whatever, colored. This one was with colored pencils. And here's another jelly print that I just loved, and I'm probably just going to leave it just as it is. I love this bird stencil. I use it so much, but it's just, I love fat little birds. This is another one based on a book I had just read. This was Terry Tempest Williams' book called When Women Were Birds, 54 Variations on Voice. And I just love that. Maybe I'll talk about that in a separate video. Here's one of my jelly prints with a stencil I hand cut on the top. And this is actually upside down. Oh, this drives me nuts. I accidentally did it upside down. But I was trying to sort of imitate another artist that I found online. I can't think of her name right now, but I'll think of it later and let you know. But she does a lot of this stuff in her art journal where she does, you know, squares of color and blocks and different designs and stuff. And of course, mine's not nearly as amazing as hers, but I was trying to emulate her a little bit, and I like the way it turned out. Okay, this was just about our Easter day last year and what happened, and you know, who was here and that kind of thing. This is another one of my fleur-de-lis jelly prints, and I love the way this one feels because I think I must have used some fluid medium in the paint that I put on the jelly plate, and it's so smooth. I love it. And this is just a little Zentangle practice page. This is elephant butts. And this is a page that was a journal prompt. And I think the prompt was to use a poem, use at least three triangles and 3 pattern papers. And I can't remember exactly what the prompt was, but that's what I ended up with on that one. Like I said, I love the elephant butts, and I already had done a lot of these spirograph drawings in here when I started filling in with the jelly prints. So some of them I have duplicate elephant butts because because they matched the spirograph prints. So I like it just fine, even though there's multiples of the same thing. This is a collage jelly print that I did. I cut this little guy out of a magazine. I love him so much. And okay, this is one of my favorite ones because I just love the quote I found to stick on here. That's just funny, right? I loved it. And this is some doodle practice using a stamp that I had, and then I doodled on top of the stamp. Another jelly print, another one of my spirograph drawings. Another jelly print with that stencil I cut. This was another journal prompt that had to do with a book. I can't remember the exact prompt. But that was a Maya Angelou quote that I loved. And jelly print. And spirograph drawing. And this is a piece of just pattern paper that I found in my stash. And so this hasn't gone much of anywhere yet, but it will. This is one of my jelly prints, and I don't know, I might not do anything to that one because I like it a lot. And another jelly print, and another spirograph drawing, and another jelly print, and another spirograph drawing with lots of doodles on it. And okay, so this is the back of this one. And sometimes I find that I absolutely love the backs of some of my drawings. At least as much, if not more, than the fronts. So what I will do with this one is I will get in here with a little bitty pen, like a 0.28 or something like that, and outline all these little shapes, and it'll turn out pretty awesome, or it should. So that's what I'll be doing with that one. And this was just kind of a doodle practice page, and I was playing around with some colored pencils and learning how to smooth that out with some mineral spirits, so playing with that a little bit. And this is one of my jelly prints, and this is one of my Zentangle practice print drawings. And I have to say, I'm sorry, but is he not the cutest? I love him. So that's that little guy. And this is the start of a collage, just using magazine stuff and washi tape and pattern paper. And this is one of my doodles. And I used some that Viva Decor. Oh, what is that stuff called? It's like Rub and Buff. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So that's this. I did that through a stencil, and some of that through a stencil, and then just doodled on it. And jelly print, spirograph drawing, and jelly. Do you sense a theme here? Jelly print with some doodling, spirograph drawing on top of us. I think I just sprayed some sprays through this square stencil that I have. And, ooh, that's coming apart. I need to put that together. And jelly print. And some things out of a magazine that I cut out that I need to play with a little bit more. But I just love those images. And this is I was just playing around with some sprays and some alcohol inks. And some spirograph. I like that. So that's that little spread. And this is something I started where I was just listing some books I want to read. And this was another collage page that I did with just, a bunch of different images and fat little birds and my bird stencil. And this is a spirograph drawing on top of some pattern paper, and just with a lot of collage elements and some sparkly bling. I kind of love this one, actually. I got to use some of my bling on that. I need to use more bling. I really love it. I'm girly, I know. And this is one of my spirograph print drawings. And this is the start of another collage page. And this is some doodle practice. Oh, and these are some deli paper jelly prints that I just collaged in here. And I'm not sure what I'll do with them. I may just leave them like this because I kind of love them. And this is a in-process spirograph. And another spirograph on top of some spray stencil stuff. And haven't done anything with this one. And here's another spirograph. And that's it. So that's all I have in here so far. But I'm just having a whole lot of fun with it. I work in it a ton. I have several art journals going at this point that I'm using up supplies that I have literally had since college. So some of this stuff I have had for 24 years that I have moved from place to place and looked at and hoarded and never used. And now that I have found all these people that are so inspirational to me on YouTube, I love to watch them. Thank you guys so much. You have really helped me kind of break through a wall here, and I'm loving this. It's bringing me a whole lot of happiness. So thank you guys very much. And hey, go art yourself. It's a whole lot of fun, and it's a lot better than running the streets, right? Thanks, guys. See you later. Bye. Hey, super quick PS. The thing that I could not remember the name of is the Inca Gold. This stuff is awesome, and there's plenty of YouTube videos about different ways to use it. I love it. It has several colors. And I also wanted to give a shout out real quick to Kelly Donovan. She's another person that I watch a lot of and has really inspired me to use what I have and to just kind of go for it. And some of these art journal prompts actually came from her Facebook group that she has, and I can't think of the name of it right now, but I'll put it in the links so that you can go check that out. It's a great group. So thanks, Kelly.